Hey guys, so Naomi's Bookshelf tagged me in the Reading Retrospective Tag, so I thought it'd be a fun one to do. I know it's a little bit late in the year for this, but whatever. And this one was created by Dancing Lawn. Oh, and just so you're aware, if my voice sounds a little strange, I'm just getting over a cold right now, so I think it should be fine, but we'll see how it goes. So the first question is, which book you read this year would you recommend to anyone and why? I'm going to go with The Graveyard Book. Because I just genuinely love this book. Despite the fact that the setting is quite unique in that it's a graveyard and it's basically Jungle Book, the actual stories and characters feel very, very universal and relatable. Bod is an amazing protagonist, and I really like the others as well. So yeah, I would recommend this one. Question 2 is, which book you read this year has taught you something new? I'm going to go with The Happiness Trap by Russ. This book kind of teaches you different ways that you can approach emotional intelligence, ways that you can deal with difficult emotions, but it also kind of teaches you how negative emotions are not necessarily a bad thing. And it has a lot of very practical advice and different tactics you can use in here, so yeah, this one had some good stuff in it. Number 3 is, which book you read this year came at just the right time when you needed it? I don't own this one because I listened to it on audiobook, but it is Quiet by Susan Cain. This book, it's very, very powerful actually. The topic is basically, how do introverts function? How do they fit into our world? And how can an introvert find ways to use their special personality traits and gifts to, I guess, live their lives and be successful. And successful also, that is a relative term depending on what you want as a person. And I really, really enjoyed it because it talked about some things that I've been wondering about for years. If you are an introvert and you're wanting to find out more about kind of where introversion comes from, how it functions, that kind of thing, and the history of how introverts have related to the world, this book is really good. Although, of course, if you're not an introvert and you want to know these things, this book is fantastic for you as well. Number 4, which book you read this year will stay with you for a long time? I'm going with Hamlet by William Shakespeare. This is one that it's stuck with me for years already, but I officially read it this year, so it counts. And I love this play so much. The characters in here and the themes have just, they've stuck with me for years. There's so many interesting and really, really relatable, important ideas in here, like how to deal with grief, how families relate to each other, what happens when someone isn't given the opportunity to grieve, or when they're in a situation where they feel isolated and alone. Those are all things that get dealt with in Hamlet. Number 5, which book you read this year expanded your reading horizons? I am going to go with A Lonely Place of Living. This is volume 5 of Batman Detective Comics. Now, I have read graphic novels before. I have read Batman graphic novels before. But this is the first time I'd read one where I didn't actually know the story ahead of time. The ones I read before were things like Under the Red Hood or A Death in the Family, both of whom I more or less knew most of the story and I knew how it was going to play out. I had no idea what was going on going into this one. So that was very, very interesting, especially since a lot of the characters in here I've been hearing about for years, but I've never actually read a story with them in it. So seeing them actually in action was kind of fun. Number 6 is, what bookish things did you enjoy doing, purchasing, or using this year? The obvious answer is starting this channel because, well, yeah, it's been a huge, huge, huge thing for me this year. There's also the fact that I started creating actual systems to motivate me in my reading and to keep track of what I've been reading and kind of what I thought of them, and that I really enjoy. It's been a lot of fun, actually, for motivating me, and yeah, it makes me more efficient of a reader. And then also, this one is not one I really talk about a whole ton, but I'm in a book club with Megan and Naomi, my sister and cousin. I will link their channels down below. And that's been very, very rewarding. That we've been doing it for a while now, but we've been reading the Percy Jackson books specifically recently, and I have loved that. It's been so much fun reading some of my favorite books with them, especially since, like, I've read them before, but Megan and Naomi haven't, so it's been really cool seeing their reactions to everything. Number 7 is, who are some subscribers, booktubers, or other bookish friends you have got to know better this year? First, I'm going to say Summer Dawn. We've had some really good conversations about Howl's Moving Castle, among other things. Then Dane Reads. I really enjoyed his Narnia videos, and we've had some good conversations in the comments about those. Turner's Bookish Adventures. I have loved talking to you and getting to know you a bit better. And for the 4th person, Bobbie Sue Davis. I know Megan also gave her something of a shout out in her video, but I just want to as well. She's given me some very lovely comments and we've had some good conversations. So thank you, and thank you to everyone else as well who has commented on the video or who has responded to my comments or anything regarding to that. Number 8 is, what booktube videos did you particularly enjoy this year? I'm gonna go with Little Women 1994 and 2017, My Thoughts. This is one of Megan's videos and I will link it down below. It's really, really interesting. Megan kind of goes through and analyzes these two movie adaptations of Little Women, compares and contrasts them, picks out kind of some of her favorite parts, and yeah, it's very, very interesting. That's a big, like, passion of mine, is movie adaptations. I'll probably actually start doing some more videos about that at some point, but we'll see. And for my own videos, there was kind of a couple that I considered. There's the Sorting Hat Challenge series that I did with my roommate. There was also all my Drawn into Narnia videos, but I especially want to mention my Lord of the Rings Addiction and Trauma series, or two-parter. There's really only 2 parts. That one, it was very, very fun to film, but it was really interesting. I think I remember my brain being very tired after I did that one, but I really, really loved doing that video. Number 9, did you discover a new all-time favorite book? I don't really have an all-time favorite book. It's just too hard. I can't really pick one, but I did find a new one that's going to go into that upper echelon, and yeah, based on the earlier comments and everything else in my videos, it kind of makes a lot of sense. But The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, oh my goodness, I love this book so, so much. It is absolutely amazing. And I'm not going to tag anybody just because we are now into February, so we're kind of past the retrospective point a little bit. Although if you want to, please feel free to do this tag and let me know. So thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. See you later.